I only did like 6 records for it, so I'm still fishing right now. But I'm taking my time with this one because I ain't do a solo album since '99, 2000. So I want this solo album to really be right. I want it to be personal. I really want to address a lot of shit that's been going on because I really don't never do that when I write or when I do songs. I kind of keep a lot of personal shit kind of private, but it's like, you know, I really want to let it out right now and let people understand everything I've been through so they'll know why certain things didn't happen. Because I've been wanting to drop an album, just that I've been going through so much shit, man. This shit never stopped since Biggie death, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
That it just never been put out there like that. And putting out the first DVD kind of just let y'all know, like, just a little bit of what was going on, because we were still going through hell then. So I just kind of want to let everybody know, like, what's been going on, man, because shit been rough for me, man. I ain't going to even sit here and lie about it.
No doubt. How about another Junior Mafia album?
I mean, that's going to take some time because we just did a Junior Mafia album last year, May 17th, called Riot Music.
Oh, wow.
And we did it through an independent company called Mega Media that was distributed through Sony. And that was around the time of that whole Kim situation just popped up, and the company kind of was just picking up, just really starting to do them, and they really wasn't sharp on the business side of how to promote and market records. And they didn't market our record right, so it kind of got overlooked. Nobody really know this album is out, but you put together a good-ass album, but they didn't push it. So we did that last year, and I kind of like just wanted to do that, just chill for a minute and really work on my solo career as a solo artist.
Yeah, that's what's happening a lot, man. A lot of the best material is being overlooked, man. A lot of promotion could really fuck something up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that shit play a part of it. You got some people that don't even want the major side of it. You got some people that's like, fuck it, I'd rather just go the independent route, get $5 a record, man, sell my 50,000 records.
Yeah.
Because everybody's thinking about money now, because the major labels, man, they don't have no loyalty to you, and they don't take the risks they used to take before.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they'd take a risk on something before.
Yeah.
Like now, they'll give you a deal, and you don't sell no records, they're dropping you.
Word. What?
As soon as you come out.
What happened to artist development? What's up?
Yeah. No, like, I'm like, yo, the industry is fucked up, man. I don't even want to go to majors. That's how it makes me feel. Like, you know what? I need to stay away from the motherfuckers. I don't want to sit and put all my heart and soul into something, and just that quick, it could be taken away. Oh, you ain't do a good first week. You sold 80,000 your first week. That's not considered good to them. They drop it next month.
I know, man. It's brutal now, man. A lot of dudes is fucking with Koch. A lot of dudes is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes make more money off mixtapes than they are the albums nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
If you're smart, you'll make more money out your trunk, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like that money is being bust down with nobody.
Yeah.
You going out, you selling just your mixtape for $10 outside your trunk. All that money coming to you. You sell 100 of those a day, that's $1,000.
No doubt.
Bro, do you even go take this shit to some of these mom and pop stores and do your little deals with them and get your money, man? There's so many other ways to hustle, man. And you know, some people ain't stressing majors right now unless you're giving them a lot of money.
Well, yo, you've been in the game, man. You mingled with the best. You did a lot of work with a lot of cats. You've been on tour with a lot of dudes, performed. But I mean, so far right now, who would you still like to work with that you ain't, you know, really have a chance to?
Right now?
Yeah.
Who I would say that I want to work with that I didn't work with before. I mean, I used to be around the Locks all the time. I did one song with Jadakiss. You know what I mean? But I always wanted to do something with Styles P. I always want to do something with the Locks, period. Just the Locks. You know, when I hit them on a big record, like the Last Days records and the Funk Master Flex record they did over the Wu-Tang beat, I used to be like, damn, these niggas just sound terrible together. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, that's one person I would want to work with too as well. You know what I mean? I'd love to do some shit with the Locks. I mean, G-Unit wasn't out when we was really popping at that moment, but I like G-Unit as well too. You know what I mean? I like to fuck with 50. I like Lloyd Banks. I think Lloyd Banks is hot.
Well, so you never know, man. We might see Lil Cease with G-Unit, man.
Shit, I would love to. Right now, dog, I ain't really tripping about none of that who's what shit. Whoever about business, that's the team I want to be on, man.
All right, no doubt.
It's about business and trying to succeed in their life and trying to do some other things. That's what I'm trying to be a part of.
No doubt. So, yo, was it hard for you to get in the game, man?
Not at all. You know, I mean, I think I was just blessed just to be behind that power bar I was behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big came through that door. It was kind of like anybody cared to anything that he said. You know?
All right.
If he said he wanted to, you know, he go on the label and say, y'all got a group I'm trying to put out called the Junior Mafia. I mean, we ain't had to say shit, man. We ain't had to whisper nothing.
All right.
He just had to go in there and tell him he gonna take total control of it, and he'll come back with an album done for y'all, and that was it. That's kind of like how our shit went. We went to about 3 meetings, and they came back like, yo, y'all got a deal. We weren't even at the meeting. We ain't know shit about nothing.
So no making it a band for you, man.
Nah. The making of the band, I just did a lot of smoking, A lot of fucking and a lot of drinking. That's all I had to do to get a record deal. You know?
Yeah.
Because Big was more controlling. I wasn't a rapper. A lot of us in Junior Mafia wasn't rappers. So that was something that Big put together in his head. You know what I mean? That was something he had a plan for. He already had the idea in his head of how he wanted it to be, how he wanted us to look, the shit he wanted us to say.
Yeah.
Everything was his plan. So it's like we just had to sit back and just wait for the shit to happen.
Right.
And that's kind of like how it was, man.
Yeah, so yo, right now I'm talking to you. It's September 13th, 2006, 10 years since Tupac died. Now, after everything that happened with y'all, man, can you sit back and listen to a Pac joint right now?
I mean, even when we was beefing, I listened to a Pac record. You know what I mean? Like,
that's real talk.
With real people, we don't hold grudges like that.
All right.
You know, him and Big problem was a personal problem. And it was a problem that he had with Big. Big didn't have no problem with Pac. So, you know, you can see back in them days, Big don't have no records dissing Pac. You know what I mean? We wasn't feeding into that. At the end of the day, even if we didn't like him, that don't mean we don't like your music.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not like you, but that don't mean I don't like your magazine or whatever you're doing. That don't have nothing to do with me and you personally.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. A lot of, you know what's mad funny to me, man? A lot of dudes, you know, beforehand, you know, they'll be saying, oh, I like this dude, I like this cat right here. And then they get beef with him and they're like, oh, I hate his shit. And I'm like, come on, man, you just said like 3 months ago that his album's a classic or something. I mean, don't...
That's some fake shit, you know what I mean? And I don't do shit like that, you know what I mean? Because whatever we had was a personal situation with him, but that don't stop nothing else, man. We still used to listen to his shit even when the beef was crazy.
Damn.
They could throw in some Pac shit and listen to it. I throw in some Pac shit and go, yo, that joint's hot right there.
All right.
You know what I mean? I even listen to the one he was dissing us on. It don't matter to me. That's music. And we understood what it was at the moment. Dude was doing business, man. It wasn't really nothing personal. We saw Big, we saw each other a few times when we ran into Tupac. Nothing happened. But that shit was money, man. That shit was politics. That shit was about controversy. That shit was about making a couple dollars. That's what he was trying to do. But even if it was something besides that, at the end of the day, man, music is music, man. I don't give a fuck if I don't like you. You can't stand your guts. I may love the shit out your record.
So, 10 years later, if they both were still alive, you think, you know, there would still be a beef? Or you think, you know what I'm saying, they might have some records together or something?
I don't think that shit would have went on, dog.
You don't think so?
Honestly, just my opinion on it. Him and Big would have kicked it again.
All right.
They both were Geminis, man, and a lot of people don't understand. There was a lot of behind the wall shit going on. That beef was just out there because that's how people made it, man. We didn't make that East Coast, West Coast beef. The media made that shit.
All right.
Media made that shit. The radio people made that shit by promoting that shit and saying that's what it was. You put two people in control of two coasts.
Yeah.
Without them even acknowledging it or making it that way. Big one trying to say, yo, I own the East Coast. Pac one over trying to say he owned the West Coast. But y'all put it like that. Y'all made it seem like, all right, this is the winner, the king of the East, and this is the king of the West, and they going at it. And people promoted it like that when it wasn't like that, yo. It wasn't even like that.
Yo, that's how the media is, man. I mean, I remember hearing interviews from Big and Pac, and both saying that it ain't an East-West thing, but they still, you know what I'm saying? They still somehow tangled that around and made it into something that wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't that deep, man. Pac said that in one interview, like, yo, dog, me and Biggie have a personal situation. That's not no East Coast and West Coast thing. Big said the same thing. You can't put me in control of a whole coast. You put that man in control of the whole coast, got both of us hating each other for nothing. Just for two people, man.
All right.
So I don't think that shit would have went on that far because all the shit going on now and all the shit that was going on prior to that, I think both of them would have sat down in a minute and squashed that shit, man. Because it wasn't them. It wasn't Big firsthand, and it really wasn't Pac. Pac had a battery in his back at that moment, and he was just riding with that wave, man.
Yeah.
And he did what he had to do. That's how I look at it. I don't knock nothing, you know what I mean? Duke ain't had nothing to do with Big getting killed. Big ain't had nothing to do with him getting killed. Duke was trying to find a way to get him some money, and I guess that was just one of his ways of doing it. You know, Big ain't knocking. We ain't knock that shit. It was like, that's how you gonna eat, man.